let's say you're coming off a group plan or you don't have coverage, you definitely want Medicare to start. You have a decision. You either do the 3-card system or you do the 1-card system. The 3-card system, as far as premiums, is higher than the 1-card system. But if you have a chronic illness, diabetes, something that you take a lot of high-powered drugs for, certainly if you had an organ transplant in the past and you're on a lot of immunosuppressive drugs, you have a guaranteed issue opportunity when you turn 65 to buy a Medicare supplement without going through health underwriting. And if you can afford the best supplement and then a separate drug card, that is the best system to be under if you have a chronic illness. And I'll just say, if you have plenty of money, and even if you're healthy, this is the system I would advise you to be in. Because you can't always get a guaranteed issue opportunity for a Medicare supplement plan. You have a one-time opportunity when you come under Medicare. Okay? You could be healthy, and if you don't do the supplement then, and 2 years down the road, you get something bad, so sorry, you're not going to be able to go out and get a Medicare supplement. You won't be underwritable. There's no guaranteed issue opportunity 2 years later. Why do people go to the 1-card system? Well, from some standpoint, it's easier. You don't have 3 cards to worry about, you just have 1. Now, you don't throw away your Medicare card under the 1-card system. You keep it because you're still under Medicare as far as rights and privileges, the umbrella of Medicare. But when you go to the doctor or the hospital, you show them the card issued to you by the insurance company that is sponsoring the Medicare Advantage or the Medicare Health Plan. Okay? Like Humana or Aetna or United Healthcare. And typically that plan includes the Part B drug card. Now, what complicates this decision could be that you're married. And you see, Medicare plans, Medicare is based on an individual. And so, when you turn 65, the Medicare is there for you. When your spouse turns 65, then Medicare is there for him or her. But it's not a plan for couples, it's a plan for individuals. And the rub comes if there is an ill spouse. You with me? Let's say you're the well spouse, but you're turning 65 first, and you're under a good group health plan. My advice to you is you cannot come off that group health plan at 65. You need to keep working until your spouse reaches 65 and can get Medicare. Because if you come off the group health plan and do Medicare, what's she going to have? If she has a declinable condition and isn't employable, where's the insurance going to come from? So that's where you have to be very careful. If you're married and one spouse is not very healthy, you've got to be careful of the timing and making sure that that ill spouse does not get in a position where the group coverage is lost before he or she turns 65. Last thing, the law in Georgia changed last fall. It used to be that if you were under 65 and disabled, but you had Medicare Parts A and B, you could not buy a Medicare supplement because you weren't 65. The law changed, and now people who are under age 65 and they're disabled and they have Medicare Parts A and B, they can now buy a supplement. And there's a window of opportunity for folk to buy it on a guaranteed issue basis until May 1. The window is closing. And the reason I'm bringing that up to you is a number of folk under 65 who require an organ transplant. Maybe they're having kidney dialysis. Maybe they need a new heart, a new liver, you name it. They can't work. Maybe their spouse can't cover them anymore with group health, or maybe they're not married. They will become disabled. They will eventually get Medicare A and B under 65. And instead of having to go to the 1-card system, which will leave them holding the bag, paying for 20% of their immunosuppressive drugs, because you have to take those the rest of your life after an organ transplant. If you're under this system, you can buy that best Medicare supplement plan, and it'll pay that 20% coinsurance. So right now, I'm helping a lot of people who have this open opportunity, who have organ transplant. Either they're on the list or they've already had it. Phew, we're done. I went over, but thank you for listening. We have time for questions?
Yes. Hey John, does a one-card system include supplement, Medicare supplement plan?
No, the one-card system, Donald referred to it. Let me just explain it real quickly. Let's face it, what does the federal government know about insurance? They're politicians. What do they know about claims processing? The people who are experts at it are the for-profit insurance companies. They have a profit motive. So the government listened to some foundations. There are foundations out there that have new ideas that collect money for this. And they said to the government, look, why don't you let insurance companies design a plan as good as original Medicare? You contract with them. You put all the constraints on them you want to make sure the plan's as good as original Medicare. And government, you must subsidize it because people have been paying into Medicare through part of their FICA deduction all these years. And we'll let the insurance company charge a small premium if they want to. But let's see if it won't be a cheaper way to go than original Medicare. And so, in the late 20th century, early 21st century, these programs were taken off of experimental and approved. And for a while, if you did this, it helped reduce costs. As Donald said, now on average, they're 14% more expensive than original Medicare. But the point here is, it's a system that is supposed to be at least as good as original Medicare actuarially, claims-wise, etc. And if you come under the one-card system, you still have to pay the Part B premium, which in 2011 is around $115, $116 a month for most middle-income taxpayers. It is ratcheted up if you make a lot more money than a middle-income one. You still have to pay the Part B premium, but these plans, in terms of premiums, are as low as $0, and that includes the drug card. There are even some that will pay part of your Part B premium, believe it or not. And the chassis that they are on are typically HMOs or PPOs. There is something that's called a private fee-for-service plan, in which you can go to see any provider that accepts Medicare and agrees with the plan's payment terms and conditions. Those are not maintaining their popularity because they have come under greater scrutiny from the government. So, this plan on the right could be a cheaper way to go for your total costs, but there are more out-of-pocket costs for co-pays and so forth under the health plan on the right than there are on the left using a Medicare supplement. Because if you buy the best Medicare supplement, there are no co-pays. Medicare pays first, and the supplement pays the doctor the rest of the bill. It's kind of nice. The best supplement, I'll just use Blue Cross. When you turn 65 today, the best supplement today is Plan F. It's $144 a month if you're in the metro Atlanta area. A good drug card for 2011, I sold a lot of it. I happen to know it is the most economical in the state in terms of premium. You didn't hear me say most economical. That's a no-no in the Medicare world. We're not supposed to use superlatives as agents, but it's the truth. The Humana Walmart drug card is $14.80 a month in premium. So, you have your Part B premium, $115 a month. You have the supplement that's $144, that's $259, and you have a $15 drug card from Humana Walmart, that's $274 a month. Over here, you have the Part B premium of $115 a month. You're not buying a supplement. You've got a different plan. You don't even show them your Medicare card when you go. You show them the insurer's card that issued you the plan, and the premium is as low as $0. But you go to the doctor under this plan, you'll pay a copay. You go to the hospital day 1 through day 7, $200 a day. Now I know most hospitalizations are short, but that's why I say to you, if you are chronically ill at age 65, or if you have money, why would you want to be on this system over here where your out-of-pocket costs could be higher than the premiums over here? You get what you pay for. That's all I'm saying. Many people end up on the right because they don't have enough retirement dollars to go to the 3-card system. God help them. Okay? Yes, sir. Questions?
Yeah, okay. Very quick question. Can you have a comment about the 1-card system? Because I have quite a few friends. Because there's a Coventry, Universal Life, and some other things. Because not all the different. For example, I have friends. They said the Universal Life insurance under the Advantage plan not covered in the Northside Hospital. So a lot of patients didn't understand. Not all the insurance companies accept like a Medicare Advantage plan, so-called 1-card system.
Okay. So you were making a comment?
No, I want you to explain, for your opinion, because that is the truth.
Jimmy, can you help me interpret that?
Let me see. Sorry, I didn't quite get it.
So-called 1-card system, Medicare Advantage plan, has so many companies, insurance companies, for example, Blue Cross Blue Shield, ARP, Coventry, United Health, and Universal Life.
Okay.
So they all cover different, because some physicians not take it, and some hospital won't take it. So I want you to comment which is the better one.
Okay. This is another reason why, if you can afford the 3-card system, it is superior to the 1-card system, because under the 3-card system, you can go to any provider that accepts Medicare. Okay? Under this system, typically the plans are HMOs or PPOs or point-of-service plans. It has a network. Now the PPO plans have bigger networks, but they don't have every hospital in the book. For instance, Humana's PPO, it's a thick book, but in Gwinnett County, I happen to know because I sell Humana, they don't have Gwinnett Medical. They have Emory Eastside. I have some people who live in Gwinnett County who tell me, well, I don't want that plan. If I get sick, I'm going to Gwinnett Medical. So, okay, well, let's find a plan that has Gwinnett Medical. So that's the problem, one of the problems with this system. It's a little bit like a group health plan. It's going to typically have a network, and it doesn't give you as much freedom as the system on the left. Now, the other comment from the gentleman was, well, you have all these different plans. You have all these different insurers, and the plans are different. Well, that's true, but it's also true in the under 65 market. That's why there are agents. We help you figure out which plan could be best for you. Now, if you have the money, it's a simple decision over here because there's no network. If you've got the money, it's the simplest way. You buy that supplement and you put it up on the shelf and you leave it there till you die. You keep paying for that supplement. You don't have to reshop it. But, my friend, there are a zillion drug card providers in the state. Every year they can tinker with that crazy card. And who's going to help you shop it? Yeah, you've got the same trouble here. It might be a smaller problem. Maybe you're fortunate enough that you don't take a lot of medications. And so you're always going to gravitate to the cheapest premium card in the state. That's fine. That's unusual for most people 65 or older. I will tell you that the government's website, www.medicare.gov, is very user-friendly. And you can shop for the drug card on that website. It's not hard to do. and you can shop for the health plan. There even is a shopping thing for Medicare supplement. I don't think it's as good as for the health plan or the drug plan. When I help somebody who's 65, I tell them, you know, if I'm going to help you with the drug card, you've got to give me a list of your medications, or you're going to go online and load them on the Medicare website. You can load your list in there confidentially, keep it there. It'll give you a passcode to get into it. When your medications change, you can go back in and tweak it, rerun it. So when I help folks, I use that system. I hear your comments. You cannot get away from the problem of multiple companies, here or here. Every year, seniors are going to be faced with a mound of paperwork in the open enrollment season. It's just part of the game. If you use an agent, you can offload the worry, the trouble, the search. Employ an agent. The agent doesn't cost you anything. And I'll tell you, we don't get compensated hardly at all for selling a Medicare drug card. It's very thin. And I have some folk that I've helped that are out of the metro area, and I met with them face to face when we did the supplement or whatever, and they call me up about the drug card, and I'll say, look, I'll shop it for you. You can buy it online. I'm not your agent, but I'll tell you what to do. Because we just don't get compensated enough to deal with the drug card decision if we have to drive very far, etc. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Well, at the age of 65, still not retired, still have group insurance. What should you do?
Are you saying you don't have group?
I do, but when you get at age 65, you needed to go to the Medicare, or still give.
Okay. The decision should be: are you going to continue to work? If you're going to continue to work, then you need to ask yourself, okay, is the group a small group? If it is under 20 employees, Medicare is primary. The group is secondary. And if it's a small group under 20, 65, even if you're going to continue working and you're going to stay under the group, you have got to sign up for Medicare A and B. Because the group is not primary. They're going to leave you holding the bag.
If a big group.
A big group, over 20. You work for the university, and it's probably self-insured. Well, in that case, you would tell Social Security, hey, I'm under a large group plan. I don't want my Medicare Part B to start. Don't send me that Medicare Part B card, because I don't want to have to start paying the premium share. So that's the key decision point. The size of the group and whether or not you want to keep working. Now, if you're married and your spouse is a different age than you, younger than you, and particularly if your spouse is chronically ill, you've got to be careful not to leave your spouse uncovered. Okay?
So that means wait till you retire. I retire, right? Then I go to the Medicare.
Well, you could, and the way
I mean, if for example, this guy wants to get at age 70 and then retire, what's happening?
Okay, well, at age 70, he would contact Medicare, Social Security, and they'll send him, you know, maybe they've already sent him his Part A, but Part B, the deductions will start from his Social Security check or railroad retirement or whatever retirement for the Part B premium at that age 70 when he starts. And then, is he continuing to work, or is he stopped working? Stop working. Well, at that time, he will have a guaranteed issue window to go and buy the supplement. The guaranteed issue window is determined by not only when you turn 65, but when Part B starts. Okay? So a guaranteed issue opportunity, and then of course the drug card has to be bought separately as well.
But Part A always starts with 65.
Generally, I think that's the case. You've already paid for it over your working life, and so it doesn't really matter. But you definitely need to start it if it's a small group, even if you're continuing to work. It's the Part B that's going to cost you in retirement. Okay, I thought I saw another hand.
mentioned that the group insurance people cannot be acceptance guarantee, but the premium may differ.
Right.
So my question is this: say you have small group, initially it has a certain premium. If all of a sudden within a small group people get very sick, increase, how much does the premium increase? Was there any limitation?
Good question. And remember when I said state law governs health insurers? The state has a lot of rules as to how much of a rate-up a group can receive in any year or at the start of the group. And so at the start of a group, let's say everybody's just terribly ill. Generally, the largest rate-up you can receive in the group market is about a 66-67% rate-up. So you would be paying 66% more than a group, same demographics, who were healthy. Now what happens a year later at renewal? Again, there are guidelines, and they can't just sock you with a 100% increase. It's a much lower, maybe 30, but not 100, maybe 50. I don't know that I've ever seen a 50% increase. But think of it this way. Even if you have an unhealthy group, over time, those conditions should be self-correcting from this standpoint. People leave, they get fired, they can't work well anymore, you have to let them go. 2, if they're really sick, they die, they come off the group. You hire some new young ones. And so over time, if you can hang in there, it should work out. Some groups don't have that luxury. The cash flow is too tight. The premiums are too high. Even if we were to shop, it wouldn't help. But 66% rate up is the most first year. And thereafter, I've never seen, I don't recall even seeing a 50%. I've seen some 30s. You'll never see a 100%. The state has guidelines on how badly the insurance company can sock it to. That's group. I'm not talking about individual.
John, thank you so much. Thank you. So let me see.